Hello beer tubers and welcome to another beer review with me, Peter, the master of habits. Today checking out a fairly new release from OO Brewing. I saw this one being available in Denmark and I was very quick to get myself a can because this sounds like a beer that will be right up my alley. This is their brand new, at least in cans, Pacific Pilsner. So they decided to do this, which is, I guess, what some people call a New Zealand Pilsner. I know this has been done before by a few brewers, and I know it's kind of a thing where you play around with Southern Hemisphere, specifically New Zealand hops in lagers. But I think that can work out really well. The thing is, you can do awesome lagers without using traditional hops and using modern hops. But the big thing is being gentle with it. Don't go nuts with crazy dry hopping amounts. Just like more subtle dry hoppings, so that it's still a well-balanced lager and it's not like an India Pale lager instead. But OO set out to do this Nelson Sauvin dry hopped Pilsner called Pacific Pils on 4.2%. And I was actually supposed to get 2 cans, but they messed up my order where I bought it. So I only got 1, which is a shame because it's all gone. It went really fast from the web shop, from Crude. But they were awesome and actually sent me a little sorry care package with some fresh Vinogradska, which is amazing. Some fresh Czech Pilsner. And also their Czech Pilsner called Vinogradska is something that I haven't tried. A green can. I'm looking forward to be trying that. But yeah, 4.2% Pilsner, dry hopped with one of my all-time favorite hops, Nelson Sauvin. So let's dive into this one. I'm really, really excited about this because I think OO makes some fabulous Pilsners, but they're criminally underrated. Like, they make some of the best craft brewed lagers in Scandinavia, and they're rated like abysmally, which is just, it's a shame. I think it's still because people aren't really getting lagers yet, at least craft beer drinkers. But this looks beautiful in the glass. It pours a really nice straw golden yellow color. It's crystal clear, just a little bit of chill haze, nice subtle stream of carbonation on there, and a nice frothy white head that was big and frothy and pillowy when I poured it out nice and slowly. Let's check out the aroma on this. This looks very nice. Oh yeah, that smells really nice. And it's subtle. It's just what I said in the beginning there. It's not like an onrush of Nelson. It's a subtle kind of gooseberry tropical kind of vibe. Limey tropical vibe. And then like really nice breadiness on this one too. Like a huge woof of like freshly baked bread. And then there is a touch of sulfur still around. There is like that lightly, almost eggy note. That's something you sometimes get in lagers, and that's a natural part of fermentation in lagers, but in super subtle amounts, I kind of like it, which is weird. And there is a super soft, subtle sulfuric note on this, but it just kind of plays in well with the rest of the nuances of the beer. It smells like total crusher that I could drink a 6-pack off like this. I'm really loving that like gooseberry, lemon, limey kind of character of Nelson. Grapey. It really suits this. It really suits a lager very well when it's in these amounts. It smells like a crusher. Super clean otherwise. Very, it smells like it's going to be really like a really crisp, clean, and well-balanced lager, just like what OO usually does. And it also smells like it's not going to be as bitter as something like Ekta. Maybe more something along the lines of Pivot in terms of bitterness. It smells awesome. The more I'm smelling it, the more I'm getting like gooseberry, big-time gooseberry. Smells damn good. Let's give it a taste, guys. Cheers. Man. Oh, man. Why did I only get 2 cans? Or 1 can, actually. I need to go and find somewhere to get more of this. Fuck, that's good. Really aromatic, but also nicely bittered. Man. This is like, I would so much like to see more brewers do this and play around with Pilsners and do well-hopped Pilsners, but with modern hops. Like, really well-made Pilsner with a touch of like whatever modern hop you prefer. It can do really well, and especially with subtle dry hopping. It's like 2-3 grams per liter. You don't need more than that. It doesn't have to be crazy amounts. That is really good. It is so doughy and bready, which is, again, it reminds me a bit of their Pivot in that sense, because that's a bit more bready and not as like bitter and hoppy as Ekta, but it's definitely also, it's got some bitterness. I'd guess I'm maybe around 30 IBUs or something like that, because it's got a nice drying bitter finish, and then like that big gooseberry kind of grapey vibe from Nelson, or not big, subtle, soft gooseberry grapey vibes from Nelson, because It's not like an IPA or IPL. It's a dry hopped Pilsner. Almost slightly like lemonade-y vibes to it as well. Like, yeah, a touch of like a limey lemonade vibe, which must be from the Nelson. And then there's like grapey flavor in the gooseberry, but it's like really subtle. But that's what I want. Like in Pilsners, you shouldn't go crazy overboard with dry hopping and stuff like that, because then it will just be an IPL. It has to be subtle like this. But then because it's so subtle, you taste so much more of the malt complexity. You get that subtle hint. And also the sulfur note, by the way, is not really traceable on the flavor. It's just on the aroma. But you get just so much more flavors from both like the malt in there, and you get the like really nice clean lager finish, and you also get like the sensation of that, like this is a beer that's been lagered for a very long time, because it finishes so clean and really nicely dry. It has like a nice like peppery flavor to it as well, like a nice peppery dry finish. I think I might be I might have drunk this entire can when this review is done, because this is just so drinkable and enjoyable. I will say I probably enjoy Ichtapils more still. That is like one of my all-time favorite Pilsners. This, again, it reminds me more of the style they do Pivot in, where it's a bit more, soft and subtle. And I'm just trying to warm it a bit here, because I feel like it's also a little bit cold. Like, Pilsner should be cold, but maybe this is a touch too cold. Because as with all beer, as it warms, a lot of the flavors pop more. And maybe I could use it, a bit more of a popping flavor on this, just like in Ichtapils. But so far, so damn good. It's just a really nice subtle touch in Nelson. I think it's a straight 90, 91 maybe even. Because I think I'd pick this over Pivot. Maybe 92 then. Just because I prefer this Nelson flavor. I think also as it's warming, I'm getting a bit more of a peppery bitterness, which I really like. Like, there's more bitterness to it than I remember from Pivot, at least. I had a can not too long ago, actually, which was really good. But this is more along the lines of that beer than something like Exa, I feel like. At least that's my experience drinking right now. It's probably a totally different recipe and everything. It just reminds me of that beer, just because it doesn't seem as bitter. And again, there is a good bitterness to it, a nice substantial one. But if you love lagers and you love Nelson hops, like I'm really getting loads of Nelson right now, also as it warms, like that really nice, like gooseberry, lemony, and then like grapey kind of flavor. Like aftertaste, almost like, is it grapefruit or something? It's pretty interesting. There's definitely also some more what you associate with like American hops and whatnot in there. But it's really, really nice and lovely peppery finish. If you love Pilsners and you want to try something with a new school hopping, I think this is worth a shot for sure. It's fantastic. Oh, again, it's just really good at making both hazy beers and somewhat more modern beers, but they make loads of classic beers, and they do it so well. But whenever they do something that's not like whatever, like the Barley wines, I think they're going to do something like this, that's really good. People just underrate it because people still have that mindset. It's just a lager, and I hate it. It's fantastically well-brewed lager that is so drinkable, soft, yet complex, which is what you want. So yeah, 92, I think, 91, something like that. Great lager or Pilsner with one of my all-time favorite hops. So that might also be why I'm a bit biased here, because I love me some Nelson. So if you guys had a chance to try Pacific Pils from OO Brewing, let me know what you thought of it. As always, leave a comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page and Twitter and Instagram. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and ring the bell for future notifications about videos. And I'm going to say cheers and almost finish this and see you guys in another beer review.